Hands
angle
from
there,
Nathan,
nice,
big
nice
left kick. Here comes Jordan
come back with those hands again.
Hey yo, it's your boy Shane here. Before we start today's episode, we have a new sponsor on board. So getting behind the Combat Chat podcast now is Manscaped, who are the best in the world for men's below the waist grooming. Their products are precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's performance package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle, is here. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free shipping worldwide with the code COMBATCHAT, all one word. If my maths correct, that's about 8 million balls. Okay, fellas, let's be honest. There's always that story of us trying to trim the hedges, mow the lawn when in the younger days, but even probably now, because we don't want anything scraggly down here. We don't want our budgie smugglers to look like they're tarantula smugglers. Okay, we've got to keep it fresh. Okay, and this is where the lawnmower 4.0 comes in place, and I've used it myself. And it's great. I got nothing but good things to say about it, actually. So, I'm going to kind of keep everything pristine from now on because Manscaped's on board. And it doesn't stop there. You also got the Weed Whacker, which is good for the nose hairs, the ears hairs. You also have the ball deodorant, the ball toner. So after you smooth it and kind of moisturize some of them, they're going to be smooth as eggs. Who doesn't want to touch them after that? For real. So in saying that, it's time to take care of yourself. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with the code COMBATCHAT, all one word. So remember, to get 20% off, free worldwide shipping, put in Combat Chat at manscaped.com. And remember, unlock your confidence and always use the right tools with the job with Manscaped. Hey, yo, your boys are back again.
Hello. Nice shirt.
Oh, yeah. It is a very nice shirt given to our friend, Pinky.
We like Pinky.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for this shirt. Gave it to us at Rebellion, which is one of the recaps we're going to do today.
We are.
Wow.
Big weekend.
It was. It was awesome.
It feels like a long time ago now.
Yeah. A couple of weeks.
2 weeks now.
It is.
Distant memory.
Past,
yeah.
Especially in this social media age, for me, it's just everything's just gone in an instant.
Yeah.
It never happened.
But also, it's not been that long, but it's been last weekend feels like a long time ago too. And a lot went on. A lot has gone on.
It's been busy couple weekends.
But
especially for you. But
but it's been good. And also this weekend, I think today might be the nicest day of 2022.
I legit thought you're going to be doing that marathon today.
I was going to do the marathon and my trainer and I had a disagreement.
Well, he put the foot down on that one?
Oh, it was actually a little bit up in the air. We were okay with it. And he was like, I don't think that's necessarily the best idea. And then I was going to, because that's the whole running festival, right? So I was just going to go back and do the 10K and just do that instead of the marathon. But then I was like, I can do 10Ks anywhere. And I don't have to go and get in a crowd of 100,000 people. I just did it in Brighton.
Fair enough, though.
Yeah, I actually was a little bit man, marathon over the Harbour Bridge would have been cool today. I don't know why I like this dumb shit, but it would have been nice today.
Yeah, it would have been a crack of a day. Turn up for it.
But as my trainer wisely said, you can do a marathon anytime.
Fair.
This has to be a priority. And it is a priority. So that is why I didn't do the marathon. Because I'm smart and I listen to my channel.
That's true. Fair.
Like you all should.
Everyone should. All right. So let's just do the recap of Rebellion and a little bit on the routes as well. We'll start at the routes from there. Really, because I had one guy on, Kai Whit Jones, Cobra Kai. He was on the routes portion.
I was really, really happy he was on the card.
Yeah, definitely. It's time coming. It was a bit of a call up in terms of we put our name down but nothing came up, and then so I sent the message through, just goes, oh look, Dylan Warwick from Bones MMA's probably dropped out. You put Kai down for 67. Is he up for it? I go, hell yeah, of course. Let's get this happening.
Yeah, that wasn't far out, right? A
couple weeks maybe.
Yeah, because I think because my fight was off. Well, you guys got the call, right? So it had to only been a couple of weeks. Yeah,
it's a couple of weeks, but which is fine. It's a free rounder as well, so that's okay.
And a pretty comfy weight for him as well, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really have to cut too much, but he's working with a nutrition. I think it was Max Hogan from there. Really took care of it, and because it was good for that one because I saw the whole process from there and just how he did. And, he's in good hands. So hopefully go down lighter weights in the future.
Yeah, that's a funny one for him, right? Because like I think right now he could pretty comfortably still make lighter weights, but like who knows what he's going to look like in a couple of years, right? Like he's got a lot of frame.
Maturing. Like me, you see his old man, he's a big unit, so
could be
he's got the genetics for it.
And how tall is Kai?
Too tall?
Just measured him, yeah.
I actually haven't measured him, but he's pretty tall.
6'3", you reckon?
Yeah, probably around about
something
that.
Like that,
6'3", 6'2".
I think that's a monstrously size. Like he could still pretty comfortably. Like he weighed in a kilo under for this size, 66. He'd probably make 63.5.
Yeah, well, he's like, that's what he's saying. He goes, I think I can do that. I go, it's like, whoa, shoulder down. Let's get this one out of the way first, go down a little bit more, and then then we'll work our way down. And
that's what I mean. Like, not that he should fight there necessarily, or he has to make it. It's just I would think he could.
Yeah.
That's a scary tall, sort of 65 ish kilo guy. Yeah.
There's always like a few boogeymen in each division, which they're tall. Yeah. I think you're one of them in your division.
I'm not that tall.
You always look a bit more tall, except for this one. But you usually look like, like at least a forehead taller.
A little bit taller, yeah.
But yeah, you always got those types of people.
But I mean, Kai's taller than me.
Yeah,
right?
He is.
And he fights heaps lighter than I do.
Yeah, but yeah, look, it ended up being a really good performance for Kai. Really getting behind the long kicks. It was good. I had Pinky in the corner as well, the head valve, which was always awesome from there. And just the clinch work was really good as well, because we saw in fights before with Dylan that he does like to tend to get to the clinch a fair bit. Kai having a bit of a reach advantage from there, started really kind of using the long knees, getting the elbows through, and just putting some really big kicks on the ribs.
Switch kick was nice. Step up knee was really good. I liked the way that he kind of he was very comfortable just to just sit his bum back into the ropes and play there virtually the whole fight.
Yeah.
Like a nice, quite a mature performance. Like Kai had the experience advantage, and fought he had and just fought to that. Just sat back, used his timing. Yeah, I really liked it. I watched. This is one of the few fights I got to watch in its entirety on the event, and I thought it was smart. This is what I didn't know too much about the opponent, but I know those Bones guys are pretty tough. That was kind of the performance I wanted to see, because Kai was coming off a little bit of a good learning experience, but the kind of thing that it can go one way or the other, and that being his fight with Jason Scott, where he got sort of out strength. And
it's funny is with this fight and that fight, his trainer is Pinky, and then Pinky was in the corner for this fight. Come here, it's Muay Thai, it's a fun community.
Yeah, it was fun.
Back each other.
Yeah, and I know Pinky's a guy who first and foremost cares about Muay Thai, right? And he likes Kai a lot. And his boy Jason stopped Kai last time out, but Pinky was quite close to. He didn't want to see that hurt Kai's confidence. He still wanted, he sees Kai's potential. And, that's why he was quite eager to jump in and help out, which was good. And, I liked the way that Kai fought, the fought to his experience for one, but, didn't fight like his confidence had taken a knock. I think really looked like he had taken the previous loss in his stride. I thought it was a really good performance.
Yeah, man, it was solid. And then, hopefully, we've got a match up on 1774, which is
that's
yet
a good
to be
fight.
announced.
Yeah.
From there should be a really good one in. Okay, hey, can you get up, please? Meant to go in October, but that fell through, so we have to wait till November now. Okay. There's really not much on the other Roots card. I didn't really see any of the fights.
I didn't get to see too much. Yeah. I didn't get to see too. Actually, really, I didn't get to see too much on the whole card.
Well, actually, one of the New South Wales, other New South Wales guys that was on the card earlier, Ambrose Adelaide from Eight So
yes, of course, yeah. First fight for Ambrose in good while, yeah.
I like the style. He was really patient about stuff. He was trying to pick this sweep, faking off the leg. He got a nice reel off that one. Versus who was it? Madison Ives.
Yeah, Ambrose is a fucking unit, eh?
Oh, he's a brick.
Yeah,
he's a brick. I think he's like same height as me, but he's just absolutely just bricked
He might
up.
be shorter than you.
Maybe, yeah. There's a good chance.
He's absolutely
Fights at 76 as well, man. Like,
Yeah.
But I really liked how he looked, and the style he's having him, because I haven't seen him fight for a while.
Yeah.
But the patience that he showed and his timing, will carry him good in the pro division.
Well, the thing with him's like he's played with some different weights because he is vertically challenged, but like he's, I think, better as like a short, powerful super middleweight. And like he got as low as 71 at one point, and like it looked to be a pretty brutal cut.
Yeah.
I think like he's never going to be a tall guy for his weight, so he's kind of just better off holding his power. I think this is the weight for him. I think this, I can't remember exactly which weight this was at, but like on a mid-70s, I think he fights to his kind of like, to his frame quite well, and he's got some good power. I think he kind of takes the power away a little bit when he gets too light. But I understand it, like when you got a guy with that kind of frame, it's worth playing around with what their best weight is. But I think, he looks good there. It was good to see him back at it as well.
Yeah, it took a really good points win, that one.
Yeah, funny as well, like he's my friend Dion.
Yeah.
Was going to be Ambrose's last opponent before COVID. And Dion was in the crowd at this event supporting Ambrose because neither of them have managed to fight since the lockdowns. But in that time, shit changes and they're now like each other's main training partner.
Yeah, but that same thing. More time just works in mysterious ways.
Funny how these things go.
But it'd be good, it's good to see him. And I think I saw on this one he's fighting soon as well in October. So it looks like he's getting a few on the rope, which is awesome for him.
Yeah, he's on Supremacy, I think.
Oh yeah, cool.
I think we got to go on that as well.
Oh yeah.
Matt Cashmore show.
Yeah, up in the Central Coast. I think his first dig at it. So yeah, should be a good one. So like he's trying to get a few decent pros on there.
Yeah, should be good.
All right, so not much else to talk about the Roots card because I didn't really get to see much of it. But let's talk about the Rebellion card. Let's go straight into your fight, though. Well, it's still fresh in your memory, of course. So you fought Andy Fairtex.
Yeah.
It was an interesting fight in terms of like Andy looks like he was trying to like just put on try to get like a speed and volume game working straight off the bat.
Yeah.
And then like about that third round point, which is like you've said before in the past, you're slowing yourself down, but just found the clinch and then just really just kind of dominated that area.
Yeah.
Is that what you felt like in the case that you had a little bit of like the first two rounds, lay it back, and the third round find it and then just really kind of get the stranglehold in there?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to be like, I haven't watched it back, so it can be hard to say. I didn't like the fight at all. Like I was really unhappy getting out of the ring, and I was real sulky. Not like I was fine with it. I just thought it was. I don't even really know how to like describe. Like I like what I was upset with coming out of it was like it was quite a frustrating style matchup, and. Look, I thought I won the fight fairly handily, but I also thought I could have put together a much like kind of more composed performance. Like I thought I fought quite stubbornly and like I kind of just allowed, like I figured out like pretty early that I thought I was much stronger just fighting at like kind of a straight line. And I fought like kind of opted to walk through things rather than play the game, which is not really what I wanted, but it was like Andy did a good job. I thought he had quite a good first round. Like he was very disruptive, quite unorthodox. He was sort of, I saw what he was trying to do in that first round, quite flighty on his feet. And look, I kind of came to disrupt my base a lot, like with those sort of inside thigh teeps and stuff like that. And then I just kind of found like I could put the pressure cooker on and just cut the ring a little bit, and yeah, once we got into the clinch, it was not his strong suit. I quite like it there. But like as he kind of was pretty content to sort of backpedal and not really so much counterfight as conserve, I just allowed that to frustrate me way too much instead of kind of trying to keep it together a little bit and sort of draw the fight out of him. I was sort of just chased him, and like it's fine because it's not like I was winning as I chased him, but like it wasn't sort of the smartest or the most composed way to win. It was just like a frustrated like just sort of marched down and really straight line. Like, it was fine. It just wasn't really the fight I wanted, or the performance I wanted, I guess.
Well, I guess your 2 other Rebellion outings from there were like massive feathers in the caps type of fights.
And I was like, this is something that you can't really think about, but it's like I was conscious of that, like what the kind of expectation is of that, and that Sai had brought in an international opponent. I wanted to turn that into a really memorable performance, and I just don't it was fine. I took no damage, which is not the case for my other Rebellion fights. Got like a pretty handy win over a guy who has some good accolades, so I'm happy with that. But it wasn't like the kind of fight that I don't think it lived up to previous Rebellion outings for me. So that's all right.
Yeah, it's fair. It's like I guess like everything, the more that you rack up, they're all not going to be fighter of the nights.
Pretty much.
Yeah. but hey, still in there, got the win.
The ratio
anyway.
is still good.
It's still good. 3 for 3 on the Rebellion. It's not too shabby at all. All right, so let's look at some of the other fights on here. So, because like none of the fights are out watching yet on say YouTube.
Yeah, because they'll go Fox Sports first.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I just kind of do the ones I remember that watching, and like
I think you saw more of this card than I did.
Maybe I had the Beagles. We'll see. But yourself, did you get to see many of the fights?
I saw bits. Yeah, like I was doing a lot of chatting shit and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Wow. But,
did you get to see River Daz versus Zach?
That's the one I didn't get to. That was right after me, I believe. That's the one I didn't get to see any of.
It was just like a classic River Daz kind of performance. Like it's just the timing. Like, obviously he's been doing more boxing the past year since he fought in Rebellion from there. Hands looked really on point. Timing is always, I think that's probably like the big point for River Daz. It's just timing. He just knows when to put the shots in, when to turn the angles, when to clinch and when not to clinch as well. And it was just like a really commanding perforance.
Crafty as they come, hey.
Yeah.
Like
Zach Dennison, what you're going to get from him. He's always like going to come forward and bring a fight from him. But but Daz was just like, just kind of sitting back on it and just kind of and picked his shots really well.
Yeah, and like the versatility to box at the level he's now been boxing at and come back to Muay Thai after that kind of layoff. Like, River Daz is super, super impressive. Like, I think 31-0 now or something.
Wow.
Crazy.
For also the people that he's fought, that's, insane.
Yeah, always fought them all. Like, I'm a big River Daz fan. You got any ideas for what would be next for him?
Well, it's also up to him, I guess. Like, if he wants to, do more boxing. Or
he will be boxing again next on Warriors Way. But I believe isn't leaving Muay Thai behind anytime soon. And back down at that slightly lower weight, he was fighting a little bit heavier, but this was back down at lightweight.
Yeah, when we had his first fight, back from Muay Thai again against Alexi, you could see a different physicality.
I think 61, and he looked solid in this fight. Like I think 61's a good weight for him, and there's more good fights for him down there too. I'm interested to see I don't know exactly what kind of his upper limit on weight is, but 61's his weight class. Yeah, there's a lot of fun shit to do.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely, man. It's like it's a ground weight class.
Good weight class, yeah.
But in terms of that was a really good fight.
Great fight.
Let's see from here.
Sarkman Colin Ramesh was next, I believe.
Yep. So Sarkman versus Ramesh. Wow. This one, I have to go watch it again because it ended up being a draw. Yeah. It didn't feel like that when I was watching it, of course, but how was the highlight of that fight where, the headhunter got headhunted? That one, sneaky head kick.
First of all, happy birthday, Jordan Fielding. Jordan Fielding is Sarkman's gym mate, I guess. It's this whole thing with Sarkman is so funny. He's a character. We're in the back with him, and I think he was asleep until 10 minutes before his fight. He was literally because he was asleep, and he was really asleep. He wasn't meditating. He was his free hands were wrapped, and he was sprawled out on the couch back there. And then I remember kind of seeing him out the corner of my eye when I was going out to my fight, and he was asleep. And then I was lucky him, and I went and fought. And then I came back, and my wraps off. I see the doctor. I, screw around for a while, and this is when Zach and River is going on. Like, Sakmonko is not awake yet.
He's just going to come straight off the couch.
Yeah, and it was kind of getting to the point where it's like, someone will actually, like, you know, like when you've got a long time to your fight, you have a sleep, you lay around a little bit, but you're always like up and at him long before. Like, it was getting to the point where it was like, someone will actually have to wake him to be like, Sakmonko, it's time to fight now. But yeah, he got up, chucked his gloves on and went out to the ring. Like, that was pretty much it. Like, it was just, it's so fascinating. Like, to, like, he's a former Omno champion. And like, I asked Jordan, how many fights has Sakmonko had? He goes, he doesn't know. Like, and he's like, I think something like 400. Wow. Like, he's had a lot of fights even for a time. And yeah, he was just like, he literally got off the couch, put the gloves on and walked. Like, there was no, the gloves were not on prior. It was just like on, out.
Just another day in the office.
And you could kind of see that in the way that he fought the first round. Like, he was waking up over the course of that round, just looking, and like fought a lot with his hands like in his pockets and his head out off the ropes, and really playing like a real character, talking to Ramesh a little bit. And like, Ramesh was doing well in that first round. Like, he was really trying to, like, you can see what that game is with someone of Ramesh's style versus a Crafty Ty. It's like, don't play an IQ game with him, just like impose your physicality. And you can see as well, like the day before at weigh-ins, you know, Ramesh is a solid athlete, cuts a good amount of weight, well sized for 63.5 kilos. I think the weight was at. Like, he's you know, made weight properly and in a sort of structured way. Like, Sakmonko weighed in like a kilo under. Yeah. Had breakfast. Like, they were different sizes.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, Ramesh was trying to kind of like impose that physicality and doing some good work, like changing levels with the boxing and really pushing Sakmonko towards the ropes and trying to create that trap. But that's the dice roll in a fighter of Sakmonko's IQ level, is like, you can try to keep him against the ropes, but with that consistent forward pressure, you're giving them a lot to look at. And it was this like crazy exchange for that high kick knockdown where I think like maybe like Ramesh like caught a teep or something. Like, it was this it was like a layered, lengthy exchange. I thought Ramesh was like going to stay down.
It was a solid kick.
Wobbled bad. Yeah, it was a high kick out of absolutely nowhere. Like, I think half the people I was watching it with missed it. We had to go back to the screen to have a look. Crazy knockdown. And then like, but Sakmonko didn't chase. It was just kind of like, I kind of felt like the whole, and maybe this is where the scoring sort of went, is like Sakmonko kind of played that game like, I am now ahead, and if you don't take this back in some kind of dramatic fashion, I will win. Because you can see like a little bit immediately after the knockdown, Sakmonko kind of started looking for the same thing again. But then it was like the rounds 3, 4 and 5, it was a lot like Ramesh was still getting his bearings back and playing that quite boxing-centric game, and Sakmonko just doing enough, just touching and moving. Like, no, never really like having those like really emphatic scores. Yeah. Again, and that's potentially why the scoring went for the draw is Sakmonko had the one big moment, and maybe it was difficult for the judges to discern who was scoring for the latter 3 rounds, because Ramesh was pushing forward, which can create, you know, rightly or wrongly, can create a certain aesthetic from a judging perspective, and Sakmonko had dialed back a little bit and was kind of making those more.
He never, like, well, Sakmonko never really looked in trouble.
Never, no.
It's probably, again, probably it was to that point that he goes, I'm ahead here. Like, you know, it's not like I have to kind of press anything through, like you said.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know. Yeah. It's like when I was watching, I go, oh, really? Like, when decisions
Oh, no, yeah. I probably wouldn't have gone draw here.
But
again, I haven't watched it. I mean, it was funny, like, I get the vibe that someone like Sakmonko, like, he wants to win, but like, he's had so many fights, like, he doesn't really care.
He just goes like,
Yeah, like, when they read the decision, he was like, he was just mind boggled. Like, he was like, what? Like, but he found it funny. Like, he was
he's just having a laugh because
because like,
funny joke, everyone, haha.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't think he's had his career. He just kicking it here in Australia.
Yeah, he's like, he's won all the prestigious stuff back in Thailand and just comes over here just like, just it's good to have a little bit of fun in the ring.
Yeah, I just think he was genuinely confused. Like, oh, is that how they do Thai boxing here? You can lose and not lose. Like, yeah, I'm interested to watch that one again and try to get a feel for where the scoring was at. Because again, I wasn't paying that much attention.
Yeah, true enough. All right, so going from there, like, oh man, I really I miss watching Conor Goodman versus Nicholas Talbot. I'll have to watch that because the size matchup, like, Nick Talbot was huge, but Conor
he's a little nugget, Conor.
Yeah, like this is the first time I ever really seen him fight.
I really like him.
Like, I saw bits, but I didn't get to see it. But like, I was like, I like this. This is good. I like this.
Yeah, that was a good fight. Nicholas Talbot did really, really well. It was cool to see the double dose guys.
Yep.
Down there. It's funny,
Benji
actually.
was up.
Yeah, I chatted to Benji. He's really cool. I saw on a post that Benji put up after, and he's like, "Oh, so exciting to get our first double dose fighter on Rebellion." And Naki,
I saw that one.
Excuse me.
Hey, wait a minute.
Whoops.
I mean, one of our fighters, he corrects himself.
Yeah. No, it was really cool to see the double dose guys down because I thought that was a good pick for that.
Yeah.
That match was to bring Talbot in for Conor because Conor's smashing it, won the Rebellion. The Roots 8 man to only get his crack.
Yeah,
on the main card.
He's on the streak at the moment.
Yeah, I really like him. He's just a goer. He's got that style. Like, you won't discourage him. He's at a reach disadvantage against basically everyone. Knows how to play the game. Has that cowboy style, that walk forward, pressure knee. But they really, like, I thought this was a good battle. Like, Nicholas gave him some trouble, gave him some things to work with, and it was good to see him work through his gears a little, and like he had to really kind of fight for this one. And he's so physically strong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like if he gets a hold of you, it's hard work. Like, knows how to fight a short, stocky style.
That's it. It's like trying to move a fire hydrant.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him a lot. He's got a good little fan base down there as well.
As he should.
There's always Irish flags in the crowd.
It's a good style.
Yeah.
Yes. And plus, being Irish there.
Yeah, I really like it. I like to see guys who, when they fight in their hometown, there's a bit of a fan base feel. It's good, developing their names well, and they're well supported. That skybox at this venue, did you hear it?
Oh, no.
Christ, it was like some chaos up there.
I think, I was well underneath it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't get to hear the sound from the top.
Don Miller and Associates in the skybox were not behaving themselves.
Would you expect them to behave themselves?
That's a cool idea, having a skybox at a venue,
cool.
though.
I like it. It's a good little add-on. All right, so let's get to the end of this card here. So from Sichuan we had Soraya Army versus Joanna La. Hey, Joanna cannot be denied.
No,
it's like it's you kind of see a little bit of a trend because like for women in particular, it's like you don't have like people that like have that power that kind of knock people down or knock people out.
She's got stopping power.
Yeah, which is like a huge
one shot
advantage,
stopping power,
especially in the women's. Because you just don't see much of it happening for me. But like, it was a little bit of a rough night for Soraya.
It was,
on that one. But Joanna Lowe, she's one of the best. That Australia has. And it's come from her right hand mainly.
Yeah, the right hand's massive. She's well sized for the weight. Big puncher. This one's kind of like I don't want to. It's a hard one because Soraya's like a super, super close friend of mine. And Soraya's like honestly a hero of mine. Like I think she's like one of the most impressive fighters I've ever trained with. Yep. Genuinely, I don't want to detract from Joanne's performance though. Joanne is like absolutely a world level fighter. I know they've got something big on the cards for her in November on the Rebellion show. And I think that's well deserved. She's fought a really, really hard lineup of Australia, what the top opposition that Australia has to offer, and she's shining. It's been a long time since she's lost one now. I don't even remember it. Yeah, like she's really put a run together. So, yeah, Joanne is like the next kind of, I think, going to be the next Australian fighter going to that world stage, which is really, really good.
Yeah, it's like the Australian women here really like showing up.
Yeah, massively.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good to like meet them in person because I never met Jonah and Sunrat in person.
Really, really nice.
Lovely people.
Absolutely lovely people, yeah.
It's funny that the little dynamic they work off each other. I'm going, well, okay, what's happening here? This is like really interesting. I like it though, but yeah, the dynamic they have is it's
No,
pretty cool.
I really like to see them when I go down to Melbourne, yeah.
But yeah, dominating performance from there.
Yeah.
And
Massive.
just
multiple knockdowns, just scary.
Yeah.
Scary proposition fighting Joanne.
all right. So going to the last match on this one. So this is like as we talked about before. Rebellion just likes to do one for the people, the Muay Thai people. So we had Tom versus Cubsab.
Yeah,
Wow, that was a
treat.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
It's not like how I thought it would play out as well. They went after each other.
Yeah, but it's kind of like we talked about in the preview. Like I was pretty sure these two were going to go at it. Kumsab's not the type to sit and play an over respectful game. Like I think that was the biggest consideration on like Tum's end is, and then also like we talked about, like Tum kind of one of the big reasons Chad beat Tum was like his engine. Like he was just overwhelmed him, was too fit, and like Kumsab's just got that legendary IQ. But like had to really, I think in a fight where they, fighting against another Thai, it was like try to be imposing as well. Like he couldn't. It's in the way that when he fights Westerners, he can sort of probably get away with just like a more laid back IQ based game. Had to sort of, be a little bit more physically imposing. I thought that was kind of like the game on Kumsab's side. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think both of them weighed well under the weight limit as well.
Oh, yeah.
I think Sai was just like, did someone tell him that it's this way? Because he's pretty light. He could have ate. So on Cub sub side.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow, man, it was a really kind of good match. For what I remember, I was a fair few beers deep by that point. From there, but I just remember going, this is fucking awesome.
I love Muay Thai.
Yeah, that's it. This is the best.
Yeah. No, it was really good fight rounds. It's just like, this is one of those fights where it's like at this level, I'm like, I'm not going to, it's hard. I don't want to try and analyze it because like, I don't have enough IQ. Like I know
this is one where you definitely have to watch it back a few times to really pick it apart.
I'm looking for, because again, like I was here and there and everywhere, and at this point I was getting a bit worried about your student, to be honest.
Fair.
He was enjoying himself.
He
in
was
the crowd.
having a good victory night.
So, but yeah, just a class. I like that. I think this is really getting back to like pre-pandemic Rebellion. I like to see a fight of that stature, two elite level ties, main eventing the show, and it was the perfect cap to the show. I felt.
Yeah. I thought it was like, there's the match for that and that type of night. It's really good.
Yeah, it's good to be back in Rebellion. 3 consecutive Rebellions for me. I'm feeling like a regular down there.
But you're going to miss out on the next one.
And pity I won't be there in November.
But yeah, you got a good match though. Jonathan A. Lulu.
Yeah, it's going to be big.
It's, we won't talk about him heaps because it's still a while away. Yeah. But you and him have both been in arguably contenders to fight of the year. Put them together.
don't have to be a rocket science.
You do the maths.
Yeah.
But yeah, that should be so. Yeah, 70-74, you versus Jonathan A. Lulu, November 12th.
Yeah.
Be a big one. Going to be a huge card.
Absolutely massive. Like just wait.
Still a while away, so we'll wait till we get to a nitty-gritty. So it's like, how this the combat world works sometimes. So if you do stuff too early, you jinx it sometimes.
Yep. But I mean, like, this card is so big that I feel like as fights are announced, we'll probably be previewing them as they come.
Yeah.
Like the preview episode will probably be like 3 hours long.
Because you really excited to see David Pinnape fight back in New South Wales as well.
Long time since he's been fighting.
I can't even remember.
Long time,
Nathan Jones on the card as well.
Really good match.
He was WBC state champ. So see what happens there. So those are just the little tidbits that's just been released so far.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Yeah, nice. All right, so let's go into what happened last weekend there. So Siam2sydney had its Royal Consulate Cup, which is
cool.
It was a really cool event. It's like the first of its kind down here, or like in terms of, well, I don't even know how to really explain the event itself because it had some pros at the end. It was really like a nationals type of event?
I would more describe it as like the Al Bell Cup, probably more so than nationals, just by nature of it. I mean, I guess it's the same idea. Just a tournament, for that one, like a little bit more of an individual tournament than something that fits into a broader program like the nationals does.
Yep.
Massive. 45-ish fights, something nudging 50 by the end of the day.
Shout out to the officials that stuck around all
legends,
day.
absolute legends. And Ibi, of course.
Oh, yeah, he was there.
Because, they really, there was an MC working.
Cool. Oh, yeah, for every fight.
From the first.
Yeah, it's not like you could take someone in.
Because it was, usually when, Siam's Pro-Am, the early novice fights have no MC. They just have, get up. But Ibi was doing the full show MC thing for however many hours that was.
Yeah, because you call him in and he has to fight, but then towards the finals there, call him to the medal podium and say the winners as well.
Yeah, it was massive.
He got his work in.
Yeah, he got his steps up.
Yeah, but yeah, massive day, eh?
Yeah, I loved it.
I was only there for I only had one fight. Cameron for that was a good fight. It wasn't good in my perspective because I honestly thought he lost. Just how
really
went down because just how I was looking at it.
Yeah,
and just his body composure because
that wasn't great. Yeah,
both of the boys Cam's massively tall.
Massive. What weight does he fight at?
This one was 81. He walks around about 84.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah, so but he could probably cut down to 78.
Yeah,
but I was fucking 6'6".
Yeah, he's obscenely tall.
Yeah, but then you're going there, and then he fights a dude same fucking height, if not taller. I just go, what the hell's going on here? And then but I'll give it to both the boys because at the end of it, both of them just collapsed.
They were so tired.
It was just they pushed it. It was a good fight. And Cam took the points at the end, and I had time to watch the fight again. Someone sent it to me, and it looked a lot better from the camera angle opposed to where I was looking because they were pushed more towards me because you were doing the commentary in front of you, and I'm just thinking, holy shit, this is looking really bad.
Look, it was it was a slog. Not the prettiest fight ever.
There was nothing pretty.
Yeah, but it was just a first fight. That's one of those fights, and it was I kind of thought it was sort of two dudes who are generally much taller than the guys they fight. I don't think either of them were particularly accustomed to fighting tall either. They were two really, really tall dudes that fought like they were short dudes.
Yep.
And that can come from I'm sure both of them, these are two guys that if they walk into a gym, they get told that they have to fight long, but I don't think it was if they're fighting someone much shorter than them, they would understand fighting long just because they are much taller. But I think it was they fought someone the same height. And they both kind of realised they didn't know how to use their weapons long. So this fight was fought at a really hunched over kind of short man phone booth kind of range, and they would clinch for long periods of time and no one would throw a knee.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's they just did this weird upper body wrestling.
Yeah, it was a bit like that. But
and both got really, really tired.
Yeah, really tired. I'm pretty sure Cameron after the first round was just absolutely rooted, and I'm just there, and going into the third round, I was going, should I use the arm slap here? Because I need them to. You got to keep going forward, man.
Can you reach that high?
Yes. I'll get up on the stool, and get up there. But I just say because most of the things at the moment his development's clinching. He's usually pretty good at.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking tall.
Yeah.
But you got to keep moving forward, man. You can't do this fucking baby giraffe shit out in the middle of the ring. You got to move forward. And he listens. So and credit to him. That's if you're gonna have a first fight like that, I prefer it to be like that where it's you just go, well, this is what it is, and it only gets harder from here the more experienced guys you have. Yeah. So you got to respect it. And he goes, yeah, man. It's I'm going to get back to the gym and train my ass off.
Yeah, first fights are for finding your feet as much as anything. I think you can't even really... I don't know. You don't want to just be sending a guy in for fight number one. It's okay if you look like shit here. But it's... I feel when it's fight 1, 2, even the first 3, you're just really kind of learning what it feels like.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the vibe that I got from him. It's oh shit. There's a little bit of a shock associated with that. So yeah.
Yeah.
See?
No, it's fine. He's keen. He's back on the gym.
Because he's been in the gym a long time, right?
Yeah, he was in the teens ages ago, and then he was gone for a couple of years and then come back again. And everything, you just mature sometimes. You go, so just a massive day. And it was really good. If it becomes an annual thing, it'd be really cool. For Siam2sydney do. But like talking about like at the end of the day, the Consulate Cup was all about. Moi Yu ended up taking it in the end.
They didn't take it. They didn't
ran away with it. 19 fights for 19 wins.
That's ridiculous.
It's absolutely incredible.
A few that are really worth watching from Moi Yu as well. Flavio's like really good, really solid. I refed one of his fights. And like a good number of his guys got the full 2-3 fights in the day as well, which is good. Like this is what we want from these things. Like you send a guy in with 2 fights, he comes out with 5. That's a wicked amount of experience to pick up. Like, and this is that thing, like we have that, we won't get into it in too much detail again, because I feel like I've talked about it a lot. It's like we have that difficult thing in New South Wales of like bridging the gap between amateur and pro. Like we still have a lot of people doing the very old fashioned thing where it's like rack up heaps and heaps, like that more boxing style of have this lengthy amateur career and then go pro. Whereas really in the interest of development, it's a little bit more about getting the guys comfortable as amateurs and putting in probably 5-6 fights is a lot better.
Yeah.
And then because we've got these like roots type shows now that are, it's not like you're throwing them right in the deep end when they go pro. And like if a guy can do nationals, something like the Thai Consulate Cup, and then there's probably another one floating around like the Albel Cup, or if there's states, or that's like, you know, you can rack up 7-8 fights in a year, and then you're pretty comfortable to go pro pretty early, which is I think what we need right now. Is like we need an injection of mid-level pros is kind of what the sport's screaming for. But I think this event was a really good, like if you told me I want to put on a fight where I want to put on a day of almost 50 amateur fights, I'd say there's not enough fighters for that. That's what, so like to actually see this come together, especially when in the early goings, looking at the regos, it looked like maybe it was going to be a flop. Yeah. So to see how it came together in the very end was like, oh, this is happening. Yeah. Like there is going to be like a bunch of these people are going to be professionals within the year, within the next 18 months. So like the engine room is definitely there. I think there was a lot of time post lockdowns where it felt like it's just the same guys. Anytime you wanted to put on a big show, you were just using the same little handful of established fighters, and there was a widening gap between the professionals and the guys that were coming up. But like I think it really looks like, yeah, the amateur system is pumping between like, you know, events like that, and then you got Muay Thai Victoria, SA Muay Thai League is getting busy now as well. Yeah,
especially on this side of the country. Yeah, since pumping, like we know, well, that's what we know. Like we always know Western Australia pumps out great talent, and they have like a pretty good like system out there. But like over here, like it seems like we're catching up. And it's like, you know, it's like just got to get the people getting the numbers to have the events to do them.
Yeah, all but one of the states are really starting to structure and prioritize development now, which is really good to see.
For sure. Speaking about like Moi Yu's, it's like, it's just us versus Moi Yu, New South Wales versus Moi Yu. That's what it felt like. But like I just kind of like, you know how we feel like, you corner a fight. Imagine doing that 19 times.
But I mean, like,
it's like fucking crazy.
Yeah, ridiculous. And like I think one of the reasons Kieran is so good is he's pragmatic and he's systematic. Like you could see that like nothing was left to, I mean, anyway, like you could see that like nothing was left to guesswork by what Kieran was doing here. Like from the instructions, like I was very close to this whole day. Yeah. I was at the judging table watching his corners. I was in there reffing, like from the advice that's getting given, from the jobs that are allocated to his wider team, and you can see where everyone is at any given time. Like I think, Kieran puts a lot of gyms to shame in like how like he had more fighters than anyone, and like some of the gyms that had 1 or 2 guys were a complete shambles. You know what I mean? Like he really like knows how to build, develop, and implement systems, and that's what you can see. Like that was run flawlessly. On top of course, being one of the technically smartest gyms. Like the skills are there, but it's also like the ability. Like a lot of gyms simply would not be able to have this many fighters on in one day because it would just be a clusterfuck. It'd be a chaotic clusterfuck, and the fighters' performances would suffer from that, like from getting everyone ready and in the ring, and it would just be too hard. But like never a feeling of chaos coming out of that corner. Everyone was where they needed to be at any given time. Fighters were just won. Like he had the first 4 fights or something.
Yeah.
No problem. Every corner was well composed. Yeah, but fair play. Still takes a bit of fucking stamina on the coaching side to.
Well, like the interviews that we've had with him in the past, like he always said that thing that he's treating like, it's like gym, it's a sport team.
Yeah.
And that's like, and that really just, that day in particular, that I saw that go, yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what he was trying to say. Now I kind of saw it firsthand. I understand. Yeah, and now I know what he's talking about, and that's like I found it very motivating, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's the right. I think more people, like I know you're like that. I think a lot of people try to look at a corner like Kieran's and take away from it for some reason, or come up with a reason that I don't know. Like if people,
poppy syndrome.
Yeah, but look, I've been around Muay Thai a little while. I'm close to it. I watch the way people operate. Most people suck at running a corner. Most, like not some. Like that's one of the things that I think. That's one of the things I think holds the sport back the most. It's just the reality of it is most of the people who are doing it don't have any fucking clue what they're doing, and it becomes this like combat sports people just have like a terrible sort of almost confirmation bias, is that they're more concerned with proving that they're right than improving.
Yeah. And
that's what I think there's just this stubbornness where it's like people don't want to learn to be different. Like I've seen some corner, this is probably going to get me in trouble, but like I don't care. I see like some corners that have been around a very long time that clearly have no fucking idea what they're doing. And I honestly like, as many positives, like I actually felt like the Thai Consulate card was just the shining example of it, like the changing of the guard in Australian Muay Thai. Is that because you're seeing like, if you can't level up your ability to run your team and your gym, good luck against more you. Good luck. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you just want to be sitting back like, I've been at this 10 million years and just by nature of that, I know what I'm doing. Good luck. Good luck against someone who's like really doing it. Yeah, but like really impressive. Right. A really impressive day overall. Super impressive.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, and like I think, I don't know, if you're not fucking acknowledging what more you were doing, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
So I think, just like, either like learn from it or get left behind.
Exactly. And that's what I see. And that's really been the problem, I think, in Thai boxing here for a really long time. And I saw a lot of this at this tournament where everyone's in. I love these days where you throw all the gyms together because I think it's one of the best learning experiences there is for everyone. Again, I don't want to like put a negative spin on it. I also just think a lot of people leave that learning experience behind by choosing not to learn anything. Like it's very potentially humbling to jump in with every other gym and be like, okay, here are the major areas where my gym's not doing so well. This is how we should be bouncing off each other. It's, you know what I mean? Like, but like there is still that feeling I think where you look at certain gym v gym matches, especially in that, like when you look at a tournament format like that, every gym in New South Wales is represented in some capacity. And then you get towards the finals and it's like the same couple of gyms. And that should tell you something about where we're at, because it's like, I really feel like we're still at a place where some of us are Thai boxing and some of us are not. You know what I mean? And like, it's that stubbornness keeps those camps separate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this will make sense to some and it won't make sense to others.
But also like, as you said, the gyms that end up in the finals and who's like, got the most medals all the time. You can also tell who's doing Thai boxing, who's not. But you can also tell like a lot of those gyms like you can tell which shows they always kind of go to. What's their home show? Like, are they doing like the Muay Thai New South Wales show, or they're going mostly going outside of that? And and usually when you go outside of that, you're getting now is a big ratio. It's going to like how good are the people fighting on these shows.
Like who's been protected? And that's what I like about these shows too, is that there's no, if you're all doing an elimination tournament, like there's nowhere to hide. And that's what it should be, because you do get these guys that come through their amateur careers fighting bozos in nobody shows with questionable sanctioning. You put them under real proper Muay Thai rules with the best officials against, you can't pick and choose if you want to make it through, you've got to fight everyone, and you will see who really has a solid idea of fundamental Muay Thai and who doesn't. And I think we saw that pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. Nice. It was really good.
Did you have any like key fights to collect? 'Cause I thought this was so cool, like in that they was 40 something amateur fights. So like, and I was mad into it. Like I was really excited all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any fights kind of stick out to you, people to watch? You probably didn't get to see that much.
I didn't really get to see that much.
saw
But
literally every
there's
fight.
people that I've seen before, and like the development, like Flavio's one of them.
He's really good.
Kyle Buggy.
Kyle Buggy's
I
really good
really
too.
liked him as well. It's like, yeah, fuck, it's just more you guys.
Well, they won everything. They had to take.
The only other one that I really like was one of the pros. It's like, was it Dora?
Dorian. Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah, it's like Dora Duncan versus Renee Smith was one of the pro fights from there.
that was a good fight.
I didn't know much about Renee. She's from Jordan Fielding's gym. I think she just maybe lacked a little
Took
bit
a bit of a
less,
step up here, yeah.
experience.
But Dory looked like class. Like that right hand was money.
Yeah.
Right kick was ace. And also showed up to the venue in a very lush tracksuit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. She going all full pro.
She really impressed Don Miller. Don Miller
Oh, yeah?
was on commentary with
Nice.
me. Her tracksuit was very impressive.
But like this kind of carries on from the points that we commentated also on the Yokout show.
Yeah, yeah.
Where she stopped the guy not in the first round, I think, from Queensland. Is it her?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, look, every time I seen her out, man,
Big power.
it's like just also just classy, timing's good. Pick shot, all the stuff that we always like watching, like Muay Thai. That
Classy.
just
Muay Thai.
yeah, like nothing's flustered, nothing's going just like throwing shit out and see if it
Yeah.
sticks. It's like it's good timing and it's precision hitting.
Yeah, it was mad.
Yeah.
The one of the standout fights for me, like I really, really enjoyed this, was the finals in, I think it was 52 kilo female. Like to me, this was one of the brackets of the day, like looking at the way it came together and knowing I've seen a couple of, it was Jane versus Jane. Which was an absolute nightmare to commentate. Jane Moyu versus Jane PTJ. It was fucking sick. And like both of their, like it was sick because like both of their fights to qualify for the finals to fight each other were ace. I've seen, this is why it was hard to commentate because like I know both of them, so I just called them Jane. I was like red and blue was what I had to keep coming back to on commentary, but Moyu Jane was in Queensland with us and she also fought one of our girls on a development day. I've refed her before actually. Mm-hmm. She's really good, like really nice kicking style, like very relaxed, comfortable to like walk backwards and counter kick. And PTJ Jane, I have commentated a bunch of times, so I've seen. Actually, she fought the same one of our girls. Had a really, really good fight on the last Siam2sydney. They fought to a draw in a good clinch war, but she's got a really nice clinch and knee style, like that pretty classic PTJ style. And it was an awesome, like, stylistic clash. But this is what I like about the tournaments as well. It's like, I feel like more you, Jane, took the win with a kick-based kind of just very nice ring control, just too good with her right kick. I feel like her IQ got better over the course of that day. Like I thought I was watching like a notably improved fighter between fights, which I thought was like absolutely sick. And I thought PTJ Jane gave a very good account of herself as well. Like I think she's one of the good. Yeah. Like I like these tournaments because you're like, oh, that's someone I want to see fight in the pros. And that's how I felt about like both of those two. And like they could fight again, would be sick. Like I just think it's a good way to like, it makes like when you put this many amateur fights in one day, it lays out like a roadmap for the future. And like, yeah, I thought that was just an exciting fight to watch in terms of the level of skill. Yeah, it was really good. Like a real joy to watch.
Oh, nice.
And they went to primary school together, I found out. So it was a grudge match.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we were fighting for all the lunch monies.
Yeah.
All right, so we already talked about like one of the pro marquee matchups on there. So the very last fight of the night was Paul the Hungry Dog Rogers.
Is that new?
Yeah, this is the first I've heard of it, but hey, that's what I'm seeing.
Not every nickname is good.
At least you know it's not one you kind of give yourself.
I hope not.
Versus another one of Jordan Fielding students from Strongheart. Was it Tavika Maka?
Yeah.
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 That's right. I was just checking with the commentary here. Like, said from there. This matchup, same thing. I think Tavika, same thing. Experience gap was there.
Experience gap, yeah.
I think a lot of these guys, they were meant to be matched up for the tournament, but then I think it's because there wasn't many people in the divisions, and they go, you know what, whatever, let's go pro, have a dig. So this fight in particular, I never felt like this fight kind of had a real rise in it. It's just it just kind of like stayed this like kind of same tempo. Like I like how Tavika look. He
very relaxed.
Yeah, like he never really looked in problem, but he never really looked like he was taking like like he took assertion like I'm doing this because I'm up on the score. Yeah, so much. Paul,
he dropped Paul at one point
with that elbow,
and then like that was interesting because I thought Paul was quite soundly in control of most of this fight, and then from where Tavika was at. I'd be interested to know if this is what they practice or why. But it was the same elbow that Paul got knocked out with in his last fight. Like that rear, just straight up elbow. And he is quite a straight line fighter.
Well, I think he was coming up for that step up knee.
Exactly the same. Exactly the same situation. And so there was no count. It was like a flash knockdown. But I was interested to see... I'd be interested to know if that's something they talked about because it landed flush. It worked well. Like there was no count, but it was a clean landing elbow and a big moment. But yeah, Paul, he's got a good engine and he's quite physically strong. Very big for the weight too.
Oh yeah. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
It's trying to think like if he's kind of like maybe he's a bit of a style change in terms of like. Even though like this was a 3-rounder, yeah?
Yeah, 3 rounds.
Yeah. Like, he still it looks like he's been like each fight starting a bit slower.
Yeah.
Like, I remember like, when he first started, like it was just red hot head out the gate. And like, just because he just gets in clinch elbows, so like say elbow war as well. But like it's kind of like, it seems like now maybe after the last fight even more so, like, just trying to like, just set his way in a little bit more.
Well, it's a little bit like you've had some fights now. Time to draw on the IQ. It can't be crash. Wars all the time coming from me. But it's like I think what we've seen from him is like two really distinct modes. Is he's either like recklessly charging forward. That was the whole fight with Reece Castledine. That's what got him caught in a fight he was winning against Oliver Hale. Or if he doesn't want to do that, he plays quite a timid step back style, which is what got him caught against Tim Nguyen. And that it's like trying to learn to be a little bit more calculated. I think he's kind of the game.
Find middle ground.
Yeah, just from between being completely gun shy and just full send.
Yeah, because like if you full sended, like the other guy can full send it back.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's. Yeah, I think he's just. You can just see like he's just at that crossroads at the moment, just trying to figure it out. And it's like still very early in his pro career.
Yeah, definitely. Well. Yeah, and like fighting busy.
Yeah, he is.
Had a lot of fights in a pretty short stretch of time. Yeah,
he's like just racking them out. As you should be.
Nice. Can't wait till his birthday, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yep. For this one,
nothing better.
Yeah.
That's why he's a hungry dog.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that does our recaps.
What's next for your guys?
So let me think. Nationals.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Young Zach, because can't get him a fight down here. I know there's heaps of Queensland juniors, so like
he'll get it. He'll get it 3 fights or something.
Then we've got the big fella Levi. Well.
He's at Nationals too. Yeah, cool.
And then after that, I think I got him booked in for Knees of Fury.
Yeah,
which
cool.
I think it might be on the same day as Rebellion, which I didn't realise, but oh well.
The way it goes sometimes, I suppose.
Although I haven't heard anything of Rebellion in terms of the set date, so hope fingers crossed, maybe not. But, and then want to try and get some amateurs on 70-74, and we got Kai locked in, and just waiting for an announcement to come out for that.
Nice one.
What about for your team?
We got one at Nationals, so I'll be at Nationals. I don't know what I'll be doing. I might corner or we got Kayla up at Nationals, so that'll be really good. She's good. So she's at a good place. It's a really good time for her to be able to potentially get a bunch of fights done in one weekend, which will be fun. If no one else goes, I'll take care of her. If someone else wants to come, I suppose.
Hey,
Referee.
it's a nice place.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Actually, I really like that venue.
Venue's good. It's like the big,
you can go out and have a swim
like a creek.
after.
It's not a fucking creek. It's like
Yeah, that's what I always say. Like, people just told me before I went there, like, oh, you can go out and swim in the creek after. And I was like, yuck. But then, like, it's actually really nice. Like, you can go.
Oh, it's awesome.
In between fights, you can go jump off the bridge and swim out there. It's really, really sick. So I like going up there. And like, for me, it'll be, I haven't done a ton of cornering recently. I do like to do it. So it'll be fun if I do that. And Nationals is a good experience corner-wise because there's all the managing someone through multiple weigh-ins and multiple fights, and the logistics of it all is always pretty cool.
It's one of those events like this that you said you got to have your shit on point.
Definitely.
As a team, if you got a few guys on as well.
Yeah. And
it's not a holiday, unfortunately.
No. And also potentially a good opportunity to ref and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It's if you've never been, it's cool. Like, you know, 2 rings running at once.
It's sick.
But like, you have to be like, as a corner, but also as a referee, you have to be spot on because like they don't run at the same time because the juniors are in shorter times than the adults. So you got to stay on the money to Gotta
know what your bell sounds like and shit like that.
Because they're literally next to each other, the rings. So.
But it's also like, as a referee, you are managing different rule sets. Yes. Not exactly, but it's like if you go from here and then you go and ref the juniors, you got to remember that they can't elbow each other in the head and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's like for every role here, it's a logistical challenge. And that's what I think where a lot of the improvement comes from.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, should be a good one. All right, but that'll just do us for this week, eh? So remember to listen and subscribe to us on the YouTubes. Give us a rating on Spotify, Apple Podcast, of course, all the good shit. You know the deal. All right, and make sure to share this episode with your friends. All right, until next time, we'll catch you later.
See ya.
Peace.